Hi guys, welcome to Defending Elvis. How we going? I still got my flu. I, yeah, not feeling good. Let's put me hat back on, shall we? Boom, doo, doo, doo. So we started off. We were about to do this book. Are You Lonesome Tonight? Uh, Dary Matera is a friend of mine. He's on my Facebook. We talk to each other. We know all about this book. Joe Sins of Rare Elvis Photos has done many, many shows discussing that book. Some people call it the Lucy book, the Desiree book. There's people that are for it and against it. I'm going to stay impartial on this. I'm just literally going to discuss it with you guys. The reason it's come up is because a short was posted and it got me thinking, we haven't spoke about that book for a hell of a long time. We did read half of it. Okay. So I just want to say that I have, complete respect for opinions concerning that book either way, whether you believe it, whether you don't believe it, or if you're indifferent, so you just don't care, just don't mind either way. Please, no rude comments concerning that book, because for the people that believe it, I want to show some respect. For the people that are against it, you also deserve the right to disagree or not believe it. Okay? But let's not turn it into a slanging match or name calling. People are entitled to have different views. We can agree to disagree as long as we stay respectful. Yeah. I did a show this morning and we ended up reviewing this. So Private Elvis, Elvis in Germany, The Missing Years. This was a gift to me by a girlfriend. It was actually an ex-girlfriend in 1993. Kathy. And I've actually had this book in my loft for over 30 years. Yeah. So we went through it. It ended up taking a lot longer than I was expecting. But it's actually a really interesting book. It even shows that allegedly Elvis had other girlfriends in Germany. So when people are under the impression of this book, the 1985 book from Priscilla, the fake fairy tale, I call it, just my opinion, that the only relationship Elvis had in 1959 in Germany was with Priscilla, which actually Priscilla has even said there was no relationship. It was a close friendship. But then she gives the impression that there was a romance that started in 59 and that she was with him until the day they divorced. Not true. So the point I'm trying to say, guys, is we don't really know how much Priscilla saw Elvis in 59. They say it was up to 5 months. How many times? We question everything. Priscilla on and off has said, oh yeah, there was no romance, there was no sex, we were just friends. Elvis said I was too young, I wasn't ready. Elvis wanted me to wait. Priscilla has said it many times. That we know that when Elvis goes back to Germany, to America, to the Frank Sinatra show and GI Blues and all that, and making albums, we know that Elvis didn't see Priscilla for over 2 years. So when I read this, when I was going through this book with you guys, this book makes it clear there are other alleged romances. More, 2, 3, 4 romances. Have you heard of, is it Elizabeth Stefanik, who was his secretary? Then you got this Vera, who was a famous German film star, and some other names mentioned. So the thing I'm trying to say to the people that are completely convinced of the romance between Priscilla and Elvis starting in 1959 in Germany, in Bad Nauheim, when she visits Elvis in Bad Nauheim, she was living in Wiesbaden with her parents, that there's more to the story. Elvis allegedly was seeing other people, but he also was still with Anita Wood, who, by the sounds of it, Colonel Tom Parker prevented Anita Wood from going in 1959 to stay at the Bad Nauheim house. We know that Elvis allowed certain people to come, didn't he? Like Dodger, Minnie May, Red West, Lamar Fike. So Elvis wanted his home comforts around him. Minnie May, Dodger would cook him lovely food. So that's all right. So what I'm trying to say is, this sort of, how can I personally think Priscilla has concocted a storyline that tries to paint the picture that it was just her and Elvis. She came to the rescue. Elvis was needed a shoulder to cry on, and that they were together in love from 1959 until they divorced, and that is so far from the truth. We, by uncovering our research, we dig in deep, yeah, we've worked out that the story is so much more complicated, and that just even if you just concentrate on 1959, there's a completely different story than the one we are given in this perfect romance, that this fairy tale romance, that and Elvis met Priscilla and everything changed for the better, and they were happily ever after until Elvis took drugs, was unfaithful, is bullshit. Is bullshit. Just an opinion for entertainment purposes, not a fact. So this show we did this morning, it's a long show, it's over an hour long, does sort of break that myth apart and show you that actually there wasn't really a romance with Priscilla and Elvis in 59, but something did happen. There was a beginning. Elvis clearly remembered that girl. They stayed in touch with each other. He obviously invites her over at a certain point, and you get what I mean, guys? She does eventually live at Gracelands and get married to Elvis. She was nearly 18 when she lived there, not 14. She was nearly 22 when she marries Elvis, not 14. Okay? So go and watch the show that we did this morning. I hope you enjoy it. So thank you for joining me. Welcome to Defending Elvis. Welcome to the new subscribers. Welcome to Defending Elvis Presley, the new beginning. Why are we the new beginning? Because we ignore the noise. We ignore the anything that is basically how can I word it? Anything that is moving our focus away from what we want to do. Yeah. So we want to run an Elvis channel. So we discuss Elvis history, Elvis topics. We also want to run a Defending Elvis channel that defends Elvis's bloodline, Elvis's reputation. We defend Elvis as fans on behalf of Lisa Marie, but when I say on behalf, I mean as fans. And we just, anything that comes up that we think is unfair to Elvis, we as fans step in and defend. We also defend Donna Presley, we defend Ginger Alden. So that is another thing we do. So, I am very, very clearly trying to show people that I do not want any hate on my channel, because I think that when we allow hate to come into the channel, that means insulting people, calling people just disgusting names, whoever it is, yeah, we just lower the tone of our channel. So hate is not welcome on my channel. Now, if we have strong opinions, that is welcome. If we can agree to disagree on everything, yeah? Whether we're talking about the Stanleys, the Smiths, Priscilla, Memphis Mafia, you name it, even this book. This book gets strong opinions. It's completely fine that people don't want to agree with this book. And if you want to think this book is fake news, that's fine. As long as you don't insult. No horrible insults. So I'm just coughing a little bit, guys. Oh, I've still got this cold. My fever hasn't broke yet. I'm hoping it breaks by tomorrow, because we're going away at 1:30 for 2 days. I'm still going to do a couple of shows, and I just want to feel better. Yeah, it's a football tournament for Tino. Tino's only 6, but everyone's coming. We've got lots of people coming with us. Okay, so right. I'm going to snivel away and try and introduce this book. Now, this book became very well known because of Joe Sins at Rare Elvis Photos. Joe Sins at Rare Elvis Photos is a friend of mine. I highly recommend his channel. And he 100% believes this book. as many others do. And he's given loads of proof and evidence to shall I say, his proof that he's found, to try and prove that the book is true. He's interviewed Dary Matera many times. Dary Matera is on my Facebook. I have chatted to him numerous times. He's a passionate guy. Yeah. I've seen him having some strong disagreements with people on YouTube concerning the book. Yeah. So it is what it is, guys. It's an interesting topic. So a short came up, so I thought, play the short, read the script, and then introduce the book. That is what we're doing for this show. I have another show I want to do. It's probably going to be tomorrow, concerning Elvis and his head trauma. Elvis had that serious head trauma, I think was in 73. Am I right or wrong? I'd like to discuss that. It discusses Elvis's medical health problems, you know, his history of health problems. It's quite a serious topic. And I also found another topic that I want to revisit, Priscilla's updated divorce settlement. There's some more stuff I found, and I wanted to read that to you. So I've got a few things I want to go through, okay? So let's play the short and read the script, and we'll go from there. Now, I'm rushing a bit because I got to get the kids from school. Okay, and I am hoping to do a dog walk, which will give me some fresh air as well. The dog walk, the discussion is pretty freestyle. We just see what comes up, yeah? We had a brilliant dog walk yesterday as well. I enjoy the dog walks because we can talk about everything, yeah? Right, now remember, it's okay that we agree or disagree, agree to disagree. No rude comments. No rude name calling. Yeah. Right. Okay. I think because this is my show, I'm entitled to have boundaries. Remember, I'm the one that gets attacked. So when there's arguments happening, rude arguments, name calling, it's me that gets targeted, my family that gets targeted. So if I'm putting it out there saying we must stop the name calling, it's me that has to face the music. Please remember that. Right. Okay, guys, here goes. Let's see if we can get the short to play.
1956, a woman named Lucille Ballard gave birth to a daughter she named Desiree Presley. But what made headlines years later wasn't the name. It was the claim behind it. Lucille...
Right, okay, guys. I mean, that's probably going to get copyrighted anyway, but I wanted to bring it in as an introduction, okay? I wonder, let's have a look. What is this? Hang on a minute, guys. I think what we'll do, we'll read the script. Yeah? So let's just put that there a minute. Where are we? 1 second. Let's get rid of that. Oh, right. Oh, I've just lost it again, right? 1 second, guys. Sorry, guys, got distracted again. Right, I'm back. So we're going to read the script, okay? Right, let's keep an open mind, okay, guys? So, as you know, it's this book here we're going to discuss. I haven't no intention of reading it, just doing a sort of a little bit of a quick review on it, okay? Right, here we go. So I'm going to read this bit by bit. Let me see if you can see it. The sort of I don't agree with any of this stuff. I don't disagree. I'm just reading it out, okay? So here we go. So the book that claimed Elvis had a hidden daughter. Right, so here we go. So, you know, the bottom line is I think each person has to decide for themselves what they believe, okay? So let me try and get into it. So the Are You Lonesome book tonight, written by Lucy DeBarbin and Dary Matera. As you guys know, I do speak to Dary. The book was published in the 1980s and claimed to tell the story of a secret long-term relationship between Lucy DeBarbin and Elvis Presley. And most controversial, the claim that Elvis fathered a daughter that he never publicly knew as a child. Now, just so you know, What year was it? So we're sort of learning together, yeah? Me and Team Elvis. So let me just see what you can see. So there's the inner cover. Basically says the untold story, one true love, the child he never knew. Okay, it says here London, Melbourne, Auckland, Johannesburg. I don't know. I don't actually know how many books it sold. Could ask, I suppose. So 1987. 1987. So it's sort of. I think Joe Sins from Rare Elvis Photos bringing this book up and doing a lot of shows, even interviewing the author. I think he even interviewed Desiree. Has given it a new lease of life. It has gone quiet in the last sort of year, but there was a lot of shows on this. There was a lot of disagreement. There was a lot of Facebook arguments. You know, this was quite a hot topic. In fact, it got so heated that I made a decision to just let it go. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just to let it go. And but it's funny because I've since learned that Elvis fans are always pretty heated, a lot of them. So this seems tame. This book seems tame to what we've been through. So, but anyway, let's what does it say? Lucy DeBarban lives in Texas and holds a teacher's certificate in Christian theology. She currently works as a clothing designer. A mother of 6, Lucy selected to appear in Notable Woman of Texas in 1983. Dary Matera was formerly an editor of Rodale Press and reporter to the Miami News. He lives in Miami. And so, yeah, 1987. So, you know, not a recent book. Okay, let's carry on reading it. The daughter is named Desiree Presley. So there are interviews on YouTube, quite a few, showing Lucy, showing Desiree. I will go through them, I will review them, but this is part 1, okay? I've only got a certain amount of time because I've got to be at the school to collect the kids in about 35-40 minutes. So let's have a look. One of those stories is that the book Are You Lonesome Tonight, written by Lucy DeBarban with Dary Matera. The book was published in the 1980s, claimed to tell the story of a secret long-term relationship between Lucy DeBarban and Elvis Presley, and most controversially, they claim that Elvis fathered a daughter that he never publicly knew as a child. Okay, so straight away, guys, tell me if you believe the book. Have you read the book? We were reading one chapter at a time here on Defending Elvis, and we stopped about halfway through. It is an interesting read. 100%. It's quite an interesting story. Okay, guys. Now, before anyone gets carried away, we have to be very careful here. This is not just a romantic Elvis story. This is a claim about Elvis's family, his private life, his estate, his legacy. So we cannot treat it as fact just because it's dramatic, emotional, and a printed book. And I think this is why it gets such a reaction, because people take it personally. If you are basically saying that you that Elvis had another kid, don't forget there's quite a few people come out of the woodwork claiming to be Elvis's child. Yeah, I do think Elvis fans are fed up with it, so you do get a reaction. Yeah, not just daughter, males as well. Yeah, and so I understand that there's feeling behind this. The book presents itself as the hidden love story that Lucy claims she met Elvis when he was young. Their relationship continued over many years, and that Elvis remained private presence in her life. It is written in a way that pulls on emotion, secrecy, longing, lost love, and the idea of a child kept hidden from the world. This is why the book is powerful to some readers. Okay. I've read people's comments. There's a lot of people that really believe this. You know, one of the people, Marta, is one of my best subscribers. Marta, hi Marta, thanks for your lovely comments, is a very passionate, very intelligent, well-read subscriber. She is extremely intelligent. Yeah, she's put a lot of thought and effort into this book and the topic, and obviously the story. And 100% she believes it. And you don't underestimate Marta. She is very smart, and she believes it 100%. So you have to respect people's right to believe what they believe. Okay, but you don't have to believe it. This is the thing. It's freedom of speech, freedom of thought. But we must allow, different opinions. We can agree to disagree. Yeah. Yeah. So this is why the book is so powerful. Right. But the fact that this book has such strong emotions does not make it true and is not proof. What can we prove? Now, I think Joe Sins from Rare Earth's Photos, he's gone out of his way to try and show proof. In fact, many have. Okay. I do remember Kathy is one of our subscribers, is Team Elvis, and she helped me with telling this story to you guys, and any questions you guys had, Kathy was joining in and helping us with answers. Okay, so the problem with the book is simple. The biggest claims require the strongest evidence. So I do think a big thing is about how can we prove if this is true. I do remember there was some kind of disagreement to do with someone providing DNA. I'm not going to name people, but I think a couple of people were approached to give DNA, because obviously that is the big thing, isn't it? Because there is no proof of DNA, is there? Because no one's given it. Yeah. So I think that caused a lot of arguments on Facebook as well. Yeah. So if someone says that Elvis had a secret door, then we need more than memories, stories, and emotional recollection, because it is a lovely story. It's a very emotional story, but we do need some kind of proof, whether it be documented proof. I understand just from memory, there are different things that are used to show proof for this story. I'm not here to say those things now, but there are quite a few things that, like, this was said, this document, that document, yeah. And so anyone that has it, please post it on my Defending Elvis Facebook page. And anyone that wants to try and prove this is true, or the other way around, if you want to disprove it, post your proof that disproves it on our Defending Elvis Facebook page. Either way, I have an open mind. I will stay indifferent. Okay. Even if there is any kind of clear legal foundation, which I don't think has ever happened. So, it's a very difficult, complicated story, So Elvis's only legal child that is legally proven is obviously Lisa Marie. So, obviously Elvis had a reputation of multiple girlfriends. So, we can't 100% say Elvis 100% had no other children. Can we? Unless only Elvis knows this, doesn't he? Right. When this book came out, even Elvis's estate reportedly challenged the publisher to prove the claims or label the story as fiction. That alone tells you how serious and controversial the book was at the time. So I don't know about that, but okay, that's interesting. It's a very interesting, fascinating story. Some people call it folklore. But there's no proof. There's no proof. Elvis had so many stories attached to his name over the years. Some are true, some are exaggerated, some are misunderstood, and some are repeated for the decades simply because they sound sensational. This is the danger with Elvis's history. Once a story gets repeated enough, people begin to say, well, there must be something in it. No smoke without fire. Sometimes there is smoke without fire, trust me. But that's it, not how truth works. Truth needs evidence. Elvis was a real man. Lisa Marie was his real daughter. His family history is not something that should be rewritten lightly because books make a dramatic claim. And it is a lovely story, and it is a dramatic claim. Yeah, isn't it? Yeah. So my review, this review here is much more of a, let's talk about it. It's a mystery, isn't it? There's a lot of questions to be raised. Let's see some proof. It is unproven, I think, but unless you can tell me different, that's where we are. Okay. So what I want to do is read a bit of the book. Let's read a bit of the book, yeah? I mean, she's a beautiful lady, isn't she? Yeah? So I don't want to read the book. I just want to read the introduction. Then we're going to see if we can quickly play a clip of them before I go. I think we do have enough time. So, as you can see, Are You Lonesome Tonight? The untold story of Elvis Presley's one true love and child he never knew. On the back page, a very nice picture of Lucy and Desiree. I'm going to take a picture of that. I'm going to post it so you guys can see it on Facebook. So a lot of what I'm doing now, guys, I'm sort of making my shows with you guys, which I quite like. Yeah, I just feel like we're more involved together. So I'm very much, I'm aware that we've had quite a lot of new subscribers. So I'm to the new subscribers, this is an interesting channel. I wonder if there's any other pictures of Lucy. Let's have a look. And we get some pretty dramatic things happening on this channel. We are entering a new phase of no arguing, no name calling, no insults. That's where we are. And I definitely am deleting any rude comments, any insults. Now, it's completely fine that we agree and disagree on different things. That's fine that we have different opinions, but I will not be a hate channel. I won't be forced to be a hate channel either. So I know I'm coming across like, no, I really do have a thing where I am the target of what we present on my channel. So for that reason alone, I want to have some rules on my channel. Now, some of you ain't going to like that, the fact that I've got rules on my channel, but you're not getting the grief I'm getting. This is the problem. You're not getting the attacks I'm getting. Personal attacks against me and my family, my kids, my dog, my life, yeah? So I am being protective over my family, and I am not allowing my channel to become a hate channel. If people want to use my channel to vent hate, you're going to be deleted or blocked, yeah? Because I don't allow it. I don't accept it because I'm the target. My wife's the target. So sorry, guys. I know I'm coming across a bit tough, but that's where I am. And I know because of that, we're going to lose a few people. To the people we lose, I wish you well. I have no hard feelings. Good luck in the future. But we've changed. Our channel, Defending Elvis, A New Beginning, has changed. And we are about Elvis history, Elvis topics, and we do defend Elvis, but we do it in a respectful way. Okay? No attacking, no name calling, no vile comments, and we're going to keep things above a certain level. Yeah? So here we go. Let me just have a look. So here we go. Lucy, the mum, she's a beautiful woman, isn't she? Yeah? Just very quickly, I'm showing you a few pictures. They're both beautiful, yeah? There's Elvis. I can see what they're doing here. They're trying to show the resemblance. See what they're doing in this picture. Yeah. What do you think? Do you think they look alike? Now, someone said to me that she'd had some kind of cosmetic surgery. She'd been in a car accident. She'd been in a car accident. Is that true? Yeah. I said I saw it somewhere. I might have seen it on an interview on YouTube. So look, what do you think, guys? Go back again. Feel free to comment your thoughts, guys. Is that Vesta? That is, isn't it? Could that be the famous car lot that Vernon did a car lot with a partner, didn't he? So that's Vesta in 1985 with Desiree. what's this? Lucy in 1975, the year Elvis returned to their hilltop Memphis. Lonely and unhappy, Elvis sought to recapture the joy of the past with the woman he never forgot. Okay, I mean, she's a good-looking lady. I think she was a dancer. Is that right? By the sounds of it, going by the book, from memory, she had a very violent husband who was much older than her, and other children. Yeah, so you know, I'd have to start rereading the book to okay. I mean, it is a fascinating topic. I will give it that. It is fascinating. So let me just very quickly see if I can read a bit more of what it says. So it says, on a cool night in Memphis, high on the grassy hilltop, Elvis Presley fell in love with a beautiful teenage French descent girl, sparkling green eyes, melting smile, and a haunted existence. This love ignited a passionate romance hidden from the world for 24 years. So 24 years, obviously, from when this book was out. Wasn't it 87? When they met in 1953, Lucy DeBarban was a troubled 16-year-old who begged God nightly to free her from a physical and physiologically tortured life. Elvis Presley was an 18-year-old dreamer filled with an intense desire that would fuel an unparalleled rise to fame. So this is pre-fame, isn't it? Just as he's about to become famous, yeah? For fame and fortune, and eventually to legendary status that was too heavy to bear. Their love was born of necessity, grew in secrecy, and was fraught with impossibilities. Yet for nearly a quarter of a century, it remained unbending. Elvis inspired Lucy to shake off the chains of despair and hopelessness and free herself from the brutal husband foisted upon her at age 11. So it's quite an extreme storyline, yeah? By a family in the Deep South. She repaid Kim by sacrificing herself and her love so he couldn't initially achieve. Sacrificing herself and her love so he could initially achieve and then maintain the fame he cherished. She gave birth to his first child, but her desire to shield Elvis from scandal forced her to conceal their baby and to conceal the father from their child. The single legacy that Lucy allowed their daughter was her name, Desiree. So I'm guessing that she's saying that Elvis chose the name, yeah? This was the endearment Elvis bestowed upon Lucy, the name he chose for the most romantic way to express his love. Okay, so obviously keep an open mind, guys. You know, some of you believe this, some of you don't, yeah? Through Lucy ran from Elvis to protect him. He always found her. They met secretly in parks, by the banks of the rivers and ponds, and in hotel rooms across the country. And when the roles were reversed and Elvis was emotionally crumbling, Lucy was there. Her love comforted him in the fog of his final years and provided an intermittent oasis that might have given Elvis the only peace he ever knew. But Lucy's scars never completely healed. Driven by her protective instinct and terrified by a past that could never be forgotten, she delayed and agreeing to the marriage Elvis had intently pursued from the beginning. So she's basically saying that Elvis wanted to marry her. Yeah, you know, extreme stuff, guys. I am expecting a big reaction of people against it and a small amount of people that are for it. Okay, I would say the majority of people are probably think this is hogwash, yeah, but everyone's entitled to their opinions. So now, after a decade of guilt and anguish, Lucy wants to tell the story she has never been able to voice, a heartbreaking recounting that reveals who Elvis Presley really was through Lucy's eyes. Through Lucy's eyes, we learn his deepest longing, experience his greatest victories and painful disappointments, and finally understand why he was so lonely, unhappy, and empty. So lonely, unhappy, and empty. I can show you the opposite. I can show you that Elvis had loads of happiness, but I understand, guys. Some people would feel that Elvis would get lonely, and Elvis, even though he was surrounded by people, you get it? He didn't know who to trust, who liked him for him, who liked him because it was Elvis. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, surely all of us do. Yeah. Are You Lonesome Tonight is a tragic but touching love story, the most compelling portrait of the king ever published. Lucy de Barban, a mother of 6 children. Here's another quite extreme thing, isn't it? A mother of 6 children from an alleged older man that was very abusive, who was got with her when she was 11. Is that right? Now living in Texas, where she currently works as a fashion designer. Obviously, we could look into that, couldn't we? Her career as a fashion designer. And then we've got the publisher of the book. Dary Matera was formerly a publisher, editor, and a reporter for the Miami News. He lives in Miami. I mean, I will say this. Dary Matera, who's on my friends, who I've spoke to a few times, he is a proper writer. He's a proper publisher, yeah? He's done many books. Okay, this is not his only book. And from memory, he pursued this topic. He pursued it, yeah? And, right, let's have a think. So I wanted to show a quick clip. Just a couple of old interviews. We've got just enough time. I was going to read some of the introduction, the acknowledgements, but we just don't have time to do it. Maybe, so chapter 1, how many chapters are in this book? Does it say? It's called I Remember the Fire. Yeah? Let's just see how many chapters are in this. So it looks like there's 25 chapters in this book. Yeah? So I don't know, guys. We are getting back to reading. Who knows? I may read some of it. It isn't a topic I want to spend lots of time on, but at the same time, there is interest. So, don't know. I mean, it's not defending, is it? It's not defending Elvis. This is more of an Elvis. It's a topic that relates to Elvis, but I have to fully be the first to say that it's a tall story, isn't it? Yeah. But you guys have to decide what you think. So let's go to YouTube. Let's see if we can just get a couple of short clips discussing it. And I know there's some pretty good interviews on here. Let's have a look. Let's see if we can find it. I mean, they get properly questioned. Yeah. Should we try the shorts first? If there's music, I can't play the shorts. Let's have a look, see what comes up. Yeah.
I remember asking Elvis not to say anything about a relationship. He wanted to tell his mother and father, first of all. And I said, please don't. We have to be sure. And that wasn't the real reason. The real reason was that I had a dark side. I remember asking Elvis not to say anything about a relationship. He wanted to tell his mother and father first.
Let's see the next one.
Because when I was 19, my name on my birth certificate is Presley. Mother did give me my name. I didn't know that until I was 19 and got my birth certificate, and I started using that name, Presley. And everywhere I was going, I was, being confronted, are you related to Elvis? And I would say yes, but I didn't know the facts, and it was awkward. So instead of going through my life defending myself, which I would have to do and continue to do, now the story's out and people know. Because when I was 19, my name...
Let's have a look. Is there any more on here? So here we are. This is the interview that I know about. This is the Donahue show. Problem is, it's so long. I'm going to see if I can find some short clips first, okay?
Is this the daughter of Elvis Presley that for so long family has denied her access to DNA?
So remember, this is Joe Sins of Rare Elvis Photos. Please subscribe to his channel.
Because when I was 19, my name on my birth certificate is Presley. Mother did give me my name. I didn't know that until I was 19 and got my birth certificate, and I started using that name, Presley. And everywhere I was going, I was, being confronted, are you related to Elvis? And I would say yes, but I didn't know the facts, and it was awkward. So instead of going through my life defending myself, which I would have to do and continue to do, now the story's out.
Let me know in the comments if you think it's unfair they're withholding DNA from Desiree.
So I think there was a thing where certain people were being asked for DNA. Okay, guys, but let's go to the next bit.
In 1956, a woman named Lucille Ballard gave...
We've already played this, right? Okay. Also, it's got music. I don't want to play anything that has music. What is this? Okay, 1 second. Right, what's this? So we've got Joe Sins. Right, look, I'm only going to play a clip of it. I just want to see if it actually
All right,
shows
this is Joe
him.
back with Rare Photos again.
Hang on.
This...
Elvis whispered, I won't let anything bad happen to you. I won't never let anything bad happen to you. We lay down facing each other with our bodies together.
So, yeah, okay. So, obviously, Joe has covered that show. I did want to show a clip of that show, the Donahue show, but I just want to see if I can find anything that's a bit shorter, because I've only got a few minutes left, guys. So, obviously, you can see Joe at Rare Elvis Photos has done loads of stuff. If you want to learn about it, obviously, go to Joe's show. He's interviewed Dary Matera many times. Let's have a look. I'm trying to find something that's short, yeah? If I can't, I'm going to go to the original interview. Oh, the postman's here. Let's have a look. Sorry, hopefully I'll just drop it off. There's a lot of stuff here, guys. Even me, look. Chapter 3. That's me reading it a long time ago. How long ago was that? It must be 18 months ago. Yeah, a lot of stuff here. Oh, I didn't realise there was... Joe has done... It's got to be 30, 40 videos. So anything you need to learn... There we are. This is one I did. I've done a show here. This was well over a year ago. It's interesting, though. Yeah, they're all too long. So what I want to do is just play a bit of the actual Donahue show. Because that's the main one, isn't it? Yeah. There we go.
And then you pick up the paper, he's marrying Priscilla.
What he meant?
I think so.
Right, here goes.
We knelt together on the blanket. Elvis appeared unsure of himself. What's wrong, I asked. May I have you for my very own? I'll never forget the way he looked at me with eyes so gentle and loving. The time had come to offer myself freely to a man I loved, a man I had chosen. I answered him with the first passionate kiss I had ever given. My sudden forwardness frightened me for an instant. I backed away. Don't be afraid, Elvis whispered. I won't let anything bad happen to you. I won't never let anything bad happen to you. We lay down facing each other with our bodies together. I'm getting a little warm just reading this. Under the bright stars of a cool Memphis night, we consummated our love. It was more than just making love. Elvis's body washed away all the shame and dirtiness I had known before. Remember this unhappy marriage that this old man she had to marry? He elevated me from a degraded child to a woman who knew the ecstasy of submission. This is a quote. Elvis said this. Our love is written on the wind in heaven, Elvis said as we lay on our backs looking up at the stars. This is on a hilltop. Do you believe this? I believe. And then you pick up the paper, he's marrying Priscilla.
It wasn't that way at all. Phil, Elvis and I fell in love, and there were so many things that transpired in our relationship. We had to make decisions. I could not just go to this man because I loved him. I had children. I had a dark past, I thought. Today I could handle it, then I couldn't. I couldn't just marry Elvis. I wasn't even divorced. So Elvis went about his career and became famous, and I worked. And so what did happen is that Elvis went upwards, and I stayed in the same vein, so to speak, raising my children. Then he went away to the Army, and after the last time I saw him before he went away, I got pregnant with Desiree.
So the pregnancy came just prior.
So, you know, I'll tell you what, her body language is very, very believable.
Prior to his departure for the Army.
Right.
But it was while he was in the Army that the Priscilla relationship became...
Well, yes, I think he met her in Germany, and as I detailed in the book, I chose, because something dreadful happened, the man that I was married to and had filed for divorce came back to kill me because he had heard that I was dating Elvis. This man, he didn't, you know, and then he became famous, and then he realized that I was serious about him and he was going to kill him and my children and me.
Pretty extreme stuff, yeah?
In fact, he did try to. He broke my door down and everything, and I had to make a decision to run or to stay there and face the consequences, and I didn't want to stay because I knew that Elvis would intervene.
So when I'm trying to see if someone's telling the truth or not, yeah, I do read the face, I read the expressions, I read the look in the eyes. You know, it's very hard to tell, isn't it, guys?
So I did run away and I hid for a while, and I've even told Elvis. That hurt me more than anything, is not being able to tell him that I had to be away because this man was trying to kill me.
But Elvis did not know about this pregnancy.
No, he didn't.
So do you think Donahue believes it? What do you think, guys? What was the general, when this came out, I'm guessing in the late 80s, what do you think people thought?
After he went to the Army and he came back, did you see him then? You continued to see him?
In the meantime, during the time he went to the Army and he came back, I had read that he had met someone that he fell in love with, and I think that took the guilt away from me. I thought, you know, I ran away from him. I'm happy he found someone else, and I married in that time. In fact, I tore Desiree's birth certificate up. I thought he'll never know about her because he's found someone else, a moment's emotions.
Yeah. When did you find out about...
I found it, first of all, when I was 17. A friend of my mother's had told me, and the mother actually told me in 1982.
You were angry, though, weren't you? That your mother hadn't told you?
Very much, yes.
She told your half-sisters before she told you, is that right?
Yes, she did. She told
Some
my
of them,
younger
anyway.
sister. My sister right over me actually knew because she had even spoke to Elvis several times on the phone when he had called.
Yeah.
So she knew.
So guys, what do you think? Do you think she looks like Elvis? The other thing is it true that she was in a car accident and she had you know, facial injuries and plastic surgery? I don't know. I just remember reading it somewhere.
She never did tell me. None of my sisters actually ever told me. This woman that my mother knew came in to me and told me.
Yeah. Could we just get a little closer? Is that possible to do that on Desiree? I want you to see this beautiful young woman.
Thank you.
I'll second that opinion.
What do you think? Is this Elvis's child or not? Are you suing? You don't want any part of
No.
the estate, or you don't think you're entitled to? My goodness, the billions here were...
Of course I'm entitled to it, but I will never make a claim on it. I really feel like if Elvis knew about me, that I would have, you know, he would have definitely recognized me.
Yeah.
Now there's been so many people that have taken advantage of my father that I don't want to be one, you know, to do it.
As you know, there's a Deborah out there saying, Elvis is my father, too. And it might be true.
No one knows.
And I've seen the Deborah one. I mean, Donahue doesn't look convinced to me.
Are you suing?
I'm not.
I am.
What are you suing for? Why is that funny? It does baffle me a bit. Here you were raising Elvis's child all these years. I assume you never had a hit record. I don't know.
No, I never did.
So you were at the very most middle class.
Yes, I was a very hard worker and still am.
Okay, but watching all this happen to this king, why didn't you call him up and say, let's have some money, honey?
Oh, Phil, Elvis was very generous. I was...
But he didn't know we had a child.
No, but I had a reason for not telling him because I'm a firm believer. It's very hard for some people to understand that, but I'm a firm believer that you don't disrupt children's lives because of two people that are in love or feeling certain ways. I'm sorry, that's my feeling.
You don't have to apologize. I think it's a wonderful position, but how would a couple of $100 a month hurt?
He gave me money.
He did?
Yes, he did. He was very generous.
So guys, what do you think? You can see what I don't think Donahue believes them, but what do you think?
I saw Elvis frequently. I talked to him a lot, and whenever I did see him, he did give me money. He didn't do it because he thought he had to. I wouldn't accept it in my hand. There's just something about exchange of money. But he would put it in an envelope, and when I'd see him, it would be in my purse. Mm-hmm. He wanted to set up a trust fund for me, and I'm, I guess, too proud. I didn't want him to do that because I didn't want to be a kept woman. I loved him.
Elvis died in 77.
Yes, he did.
You met him when you were 16 years old, and so what year would that be, 50-something?
53. Yeah.
So you saw him from 53 to what?
To right before he died, yes. See, I was separated.
Come on, guys, it's hard to believe. It is. I have to, I have to say that it's hard to believe. But I want you guys to give me your opinion.
From Elvis for 10 years. When I ran away and I was pregnant with Desiree, I stayed in hiding, and I read that he'd, met someone else, and I didn't see him. I thought, I'll make my own life. He's better off without me, and less guilt on my part because I had gone away without telling him. And then in 67, I got a call from Elvis, and he had found out through someone at the market, which I'm a designer, that she had seen me, and he had been calling and trying to find out.
Well, he thought you were dead for...
He did. He thought I was dead for a long time. And so he asked me to please see him. He wanted to explain some things, and he wanted to find out some things from me. And reluctantly, I did see him in Beverly Hills. I explained why I had to run away and why he got married, why I got married.
You never told him you had a child?
Oh, he came so close, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to because I knew...
You said, I have something to tell you that's going to make you feel good, and he said, I hope it's true. Is that right?
The last time I spoke to him.
He said, I hope what you want to tell me is...
I hope what I'm thinking is true.
What do you think he was thinking?
Well, he knew her name was Desiree, and he only called me Desiree because... And we had talked about children, a long time ago, and I think he knew that I had a daughter by him. I do. Well,
we're going to let this audience talk to you here in Stamford, Connecticut. And we'll be back in just a moment.
Okay, guys, I'm going to have to go. I've got to pick up the kids from school. I'm getting messages as well. So people sending me stuff. So, guys, let me know what you think. Obviously, I'm going to just leave it to you guys to have your opinions. I think it's obvious how I feel, but I'm not going to put it out there. I'd rather you guys have freedom of speech, freedom of opinions, put what you think either way, or if you want to be indifferent, that's completely fine. And it's an interesting topic. It's not a topic I want to keep coming back to. I probably will only do this show. I don't really want to come back to it, but I may do. What do you think? Would you like me to do a part 2 on this topic? Anyway, guys, Team Elvis, you rock.